Hi everyone, this is Dr. Christy Green, and I just want to do a quick video about communicating from a place of power. And what I mean by this is when we know we're good. You know how you feel when you're centered, when you know that your self-esteem isn't being hurt by anything somebody else says, like things don't bother you. It's because you're centered, you're standing in your power. Now, it's impossible to stay in this place all the time, and things throw us off, right? Things throw us into a physiological response, an emotional response. And the trick is to kind of get back to our power as quickly as possible, because we're not our best selves when we're not in our power. And this obviously adds to conflict. So we want to make sure that we're taking care of ourselves within a conflict and resolving what we're feeling as well. So what happens is when we're not standing in our power, we get thrown into one of these corners of the drama triangle, and they're rescuer, victim, or aggressor. And aggressor is also referred to as persecutor often. So the first one is rescuer. And rescuer is somebody who has to jump in and fix things. So when all of a sudden you feel like this just immense amount of, I have to go fix this, I have to go take care of them. It doesn't matter what it costs you, you just have to go and fix this. So think about like in the workplace, this is something like somebody last minute doesn't do their part of the assignment, or their job didn't get done, but it has to get done. Like some things just have to get done. And so you just jump in there and you go and take care of it. And like, let's say maybe it made you stay an extra hour and you missed a family thing. And then you just tell everybody like, yes, I had to fix this. I had to solve this for him or her, or I had to take care of this. You're kind of like a martyr. And some people actually really like this feeling, but it's not healthy when it puts your own life at risk. Okay. So think about like somebody's drowning in the ocean. You have to toss them a life preserver, right? Or something they can hold on to. If you just jump in with them, you both drown, right? So that's kind of the idea of why this isn't within your power. So of course there can be a healthy rescuer, but there's also, unhealthy. And that's kind of what we're talking about, is where you're putting yourself in danger to help somebody else. Okay, the next one is victim. And a victim is somebody who's like, oh, woe is me, it's all their fault. Everything bad is happening to me. Why does this happen to me? Why am I dealing with this? They're so terrible. And in the workplace, you can think about this. Like, again, let's say somebody didn't do their work and you had to stay, and you're like, I always have to stay. This isn't fair. They're so terrible to me. I can never get anywhere. I don't get any recognition, things like that, okay? Then we have the persecutor. And I like to think about the persecutor as being like a cornered animal, okay? So the persecutor is like, you're going to leave me without work? You beep, 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 beep. Jerk, like kind of that name calling, that like getting angry, that belittling, that feeling that you just want to hurt somebody. And we've all been there, okay, where we're just like, I just want to make you feel pain. So how do we get out of these? Because obviously these are not healthy. We shouldn't hurt ourselves to save somebody else. We shouldn't blame things on other people, or it doesn't get us anywhere, right? And also like hurting other people. These things don't get us anywhere. So rescuers need boundaries. So when you feel like you've got to jump in and save somebody, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, it's good to help others, but there's got to be a boundary. And a boundary is a clear, I can do this, I can't do that, right? So we kind of like bookend case it. It's not just like, nope, I can't do that. Nope, I can't do that. That's actually not a good boundary. It's, I can't do that, but I can do this. And people actually respond fairly well when you tell them what you can do, what you can step in. So you've got somebody who didn't do their work. You can say, all right, I can stay late tonight for 1 hour, but I can't do your whole job. So you're going to stay with me, right? Or, okay, I can remove this barrier. I can do some research for you. I can get this taken care of. But at the end of the day, you've got to still take care of this task. Or, okay, I can give you an extra day on this, stuff like that. Okay. So boundaries, you can do this. You can't do that. You can't miss your kid's 5th birthday party because something didn't happen at work, right? And you're bailing somebody out. That's just not going to be a great thing. Okay, victims need to take responsibility. Now, let me make something really, really clear. We're not talking about taking responsibility for somebody else's actions that are hurtful. Like, we don't just say, oh, they did something bad. Like, think about an abuser. Somebody who abuses you. You don't say, yeah, I asked for that. I asked for somebody to hurt me. That's not the kind of responsibility we're talking about, right? That's also unhealthy. We're talking about the kind of responsibility that is, let's say some work again doesn't happen. And we say, well, you know what? I did forget to remind them that this could happen. Or, we could have like not procrastinated. Like maybe as a team, we could have started this sooner. Or, you know what, there's going to be some consequences for this not happening. And I kind of have to accept that there's consequences. And how can I move forward? What can I do instead of just like sitting there and blaming other people, and just being a victim just kind of freezes you in one spot and you just can't move forward. You can't move forward positively. Okay, persecutors, the people who are like trying to get mad at everybody, they need options. Like, again, I mentioned that it's like being a cornered animal. You're in a corner and you've got to fight your way out. It's because you don't see an exit. You don't see any path of where you can go. So you need to create options for yourself. So if somebody doesn't do any work and you're getting mad at them, it's because you feel like they backed you into a corner that you can't get out of. So what are some of your options? Like maybe the option is saying, oh, too bad, figure it out. Maybe another option is escalating it, talking to a boss saying, hey, can we get an extension on this? Or that sort of thing. An option I really like to give myself is to sleep on it. Okay. To say, you know what? I can't handle this in this moment, but I can handle it later. I like to tell myself all the time, I'm not solving this problem well. Do you know who can? Future Christy. Future Christy might know what to do. But today, Christy, this moment, Christy, she does not know what to do. So we're going to let her handle it. Okay? So future self, let future self take some of this on. And I found that sometimes that's simple. And in terms of like schoolwork, I just like to throw this out there. Sometimes you can always just email the instructor and just say, hey, what can we do? In the workplace, email your boss. What can we do? Right? Yeah, so at the end of the day, you want to just make sure that when you're communicating from your power. You're communicating from a place where you can apply empathy and grace and control the behavior that you want to have and be seen the way that you want to be seen, as a good manager, as a good person, and not be kind of thrown off. All right, hope you can apply this in the workplace.